call you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, the thief in the night. Yeah. If I call you once, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I know it's fine. I'll call you once, tell you twice. I'm real discreet, the thief in the night. Thief in the night. If I call you once, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I know it's fine.
YouTube, what's the big old deal, man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big Nina Boy. And yeah, man, we grinding all day today. Once again, we back at it. Welcome to the Nina Boy Show, where we do the hottest reactions. There's no other hottest reaction channel than mine. I want to definitely toot myself on the horn and on the back, man, for keeping it real, man, and just doing a dope job at what I do, man. I appreciate everybody coming to the live. But before we get into it, on this episode, this is the YNs of our future who are crashing out, catching federal indictments. And you know, they say we coming to the end when everything is televised. And this is a prime example of it. So let's get to the content, man. Make sure that y'all kids, sometimes let them watch this stuff so they don't be the ones who crash out. Because they know, because they seen it. Sometimes when you have kids that have a blind eye, they're not exposed to what's really going on, they make bad choices, man. So let's get into it. Shout out to Rap News, Street Politics, man. He always coming with that real. And let's get to it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube. Back with the robbery crews and flock teams coming out of some of the most notable hoods out here in the city of LA. Now, this is the first part to a mini docuseries that we doing on these crews. We got multi-million-dollar teams coming out the Inglewood families who were also dealing with the Hoovers, BPS, and the bounty hunters on their moves. We got another $1 million crew coming out of Long Beach with the Compton connection, with the Baby Insanes and the Park Villages. We got some more young dudes coming out of Inglewood, the ones that be turning robberies into murders, and we jumping it off with the first part of the series with the rich Rollin Harlem 30s, a hood that has definitely made a name for themselves on the flock scene. And like all these other crews, they've got the feds' attention with.
Dang, that, you know what's so crazy? Dang, out the gate, man. It's, you know, I don't say no names and shit, but one of the young men that was in there that's in this video, I used to change his diapers, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to feed him, change his diapers, and see him be a young YN out here now. And damn, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I always knew that little nigga was gonna be with the shit. You understand me? But you know, for personal and safety reasons, I decided not to disclose his name and who he is. But I used to change his diapers, man. I used to have him with me all the time, man. You know, yeah, man, it's crazy. But I will say this though, bro, man, it's these YNs are making way more money than the average YNs back when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? They not scared to take the risk. But the problem with that is, look at all this stuff televised. We wasn't being on the news like that. You know what I'm saying? And they throwing out football numbers because they're getting away with large amount of cash. You understand me? 500,000. That's $500,000. That's not bad for some YNs who come from poverty. So, you know what I'm saying? At least they out here trying to go for the big bang and they ain't out here taking little chains and stuff. So let's go.
They performances out here in the streets. Now, we know this wave was definitely going on before COVID. It was popping. But when that EDD and PPP ran out post-COVID, everybody was out here assembling their teams to get cracking and strong arm in the city. Now we're going to be going through how these hoods put together their teams, plan their moves out, and eventually the mistakes that they made that ended them up in a federal indictment. Now, a lot of people may not know, a lot of cases that happened after COVID are just now starting to wrap up and people are getting into their bids. So a lot of new details have came out on exactly what happened when everybody was trying to run their bag up. Now, of course, we don't have the best of the best on this list. Reason being is because everybody that we speak about got caught for their business. But we have to put a disclaimer out here. This is for educational purposes only, as well as entertainment. We do not condone the act of robbery or any other criminal activities on Rap News Street Politics. But we're going to see if we can tweak some of these.
Let me second that. Let me make sure I'm clear. I do not condone the activities that's being taken place in this video. I'm only, reacting, and this is for educational purposes. So if you got any children out there that might be straying the wrong way, make sure that they watch this so they can know this is not the way to go. Let's go.
These dudes approach and show y'all how to get cracking the right way. This is how to rob, hypothetically, with the best hood channel on YouTube.
All you gotta do is take a risk. Don't be scared to get some chips. You wanna move some balls or you wanna hit a fence? I got some young niggas there, show you how to strip. Hey, this shit ain't rocket science, I can show you how to get it. Niggas be happy with them couple thousands, then they finish. You get the foul talking, then them hollows get descended. I ain't here for small talk, so you better respect this ism.
Now we gotta start with the West Side Rollins, the Harlem Crips, who again have made a name for themselves on the flocking robbery scene and hit the feds' radar in 2021. Now, last year, some of their members were implicated in a burglary crew called the Rich Rollins. Now, we know that's a name that's been synonymous with the O-Car, with the bank robberies and everything that earlier members were participating in decades ago. So the Rich Rollin is not nothing new to the O-Car. But the crew last year went down on a state case for allegedly committing around 100 residential burglaries, which dated back to about 2022. Now, we know a lot of celebrities and athletes were getting their house hit. One of those instances resulted in Pop Smoke losing his life. Now, we know the Hoovers was behind that situation, but the Harlems were getting busy with them West Side neighborhood 50s, and them dudes went down. Now, that state case is an example that we can use for everybody that's touched the feds. The key thing is, through a lot of these cases that we about to go through, all of them potentially could have ended up state cases. But the FBI got involved on the LA scene after COVID, primarily targeting the 30s, because they said that it's been a rash of these situations in the city. Now, this is when the FBI started to play funny little games and somewhat bending the rules, if you will. Now, technically, everything is within the guidelines, but they hit robbery crews with what's called the Hobbs Act. And this is what turns a regular robbery state case into a federal indictment. Now, the Hobbs Act is a federal law, which makes it a crime to obstruct, delay, or affect interstate or foreign commerce through robbery or extortion. So when we make it to March 4th, 2021, with Malik Powell, who also goes by the name Infant Old Boy, Kai McGee, and Marquise Garden, they committed a robbery on an individual wearing a $500,000 Richard Mille in broad daylight at a restaurant called Il Pastillo. Now, the feds picked this up for the simple reason that after the robbery, Il Pastillo had to shut down for the remainder of the day. And the feds say that alone affected interstate commerce. So that's our first piece of game for everybody listening, how the feds can take a simple, minute detail out of the play and turn it into some charges that you can't shake. Now, again, March 4th, 2021, the Harlems are in Beverly Hills. There's the 3 previously named defendants, along with 2 other individuals, one of which is a female who is said to be the scout. Now, they pull up in Beverly Hills with a black BMW that belongs to Malik Powell. They send the female off on foot to scout different spots, see who got what, different stores, mainly different people, and they looking for jewelry. Now, even though it's Malik's BMW, Marquise Garden is driving, and Powell and McGee are masked up, ready to jump out on somebody when the time comes. They hit Rodeo, don't see nothing, and are circling around Beverly Hills for about an hour until they spot their mark, which is an individual referred to as SB, in the paperwork. His real name is Shay Belhassan, who is the owner of jewelry brands DBS Diamonds and the Luxury Exchange. And at this time, he had set up shop in this area by El Pastillo. Now, Powell and McGee jump out, put it up, approach Shay, who they felt like was a fit target, after pointing out the watch he had on, pulled out the strap and said, "Give it to me." And this is where their first miscalculation came into play over here at this restaurant. Shay Belhassan starts fighting back. Clearly, this is not a small little dude.
Wow. These YNs, man, y'all got to realize this generation is a very large population of skinny little people. When I was coming up, everybody was so much big. The average YN, man, is only 100 pounds, man. You feel me? And I don't think people going for that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't sound convincing, you can't be like, "Hey, give it up." I don't care. If you don't got no bass in your voice, woo! Yeah, throw that nigga. I ain't scared of that good nigga. What you talking about? Give it up. What? Huh? Give it up. Yeah, man. You know what? Because it's a generation of drinking soda and chips. Man, they not eating. No protein, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they smoking a lot of weed, so their appetite gone. Yeah, man, they ain't scared of these little YN like that. In broad daylight, the average person think you just trying to scare them. Everybody ain't no killer. People know that. But body language, you know, it's an X amount of communication that's said by body language. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you know how to read body language, you could tell if a person really with it. You know what I'm saying? And especially looking them in their eyes and their body and all that. Like you could tell, like some of these cats be out here practicing. You know what I'm saying? Look like this gentleman right here. Like, show me. I ain't scared. That's messed up, boy. Some little YNs go out there try to book something, man, and the dude they try to book start firing on them. Bing, bow, boom, bow. Fighting back. You got a gun too? Man, y'all better eat your little Petey Wheaties, man. Hey, man, you better eat your food. Eat them. So your mama told you to eat them vegetables and eat the meat, eat the protein. Nah, y'all just want to drink the juice and get up out of there. Let's go.
That they chose to get up on. They felt like the strap was the muscle and that this dude was just going to lay down. Clearly, that was a miscalculation. Shay begins to struggle with the weapon, and it becomes even more apparent to these dudes when Shay stands up, and he's 6'3", and he's able to tussle these dudes to the point where they lose the weapon and it hits the floor. Now, they were able to overpower this dude and get the Richard Mille off his wrist. This is a Richard Mille RM11.
What? Are you kidding me? This shit gone bad. No, they wasn't even able to strong arm him. They got the chopstick. Brother, better hope no. See, they miscalculated this situation, man. They miscalculated this situation. Boy, this is crazy work. On top of that, that means he got access to the chopstick. Y'all better. I'm assuming before we even go anywhere, they got fingerprints on the bullets or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure they turned the gun in. They didn't get the gun back, I'm sure. Let's go.
103 rose gold flyback, again, allegedly worth about a half a ticket, sitting on this man's wrist, broad daylight. But after the struggle ensues, somebody from Harlem picks up the weapon and 4 shots go off, missing the victim and hitting the innocent bystander named Amanda Shawhan in the leg. A very sloppy move on the play. These dudes then go on to leave the gun on the scene, take the watch, and they get out of there. So we know it's a lot to unpack with this situation.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Man. All the big homies all around the world. What the hell is going on, man? Oh, no. Woo. You hit a little white lady too? Man, you know, I was so scared for my life. I thought I see my life flash in front of me. I swear to God, oh my God, I don't ever want to go through this again. And some judge with sorrow. So, fry these little ninjas. I'm frying these little ninjas. No, wait a minute. So y'all get the sparking, bing, bow, boom, boom, boom. And y'all lose access to the gun. Oh, man. The Undertaker. Man, what? Nigga, we getting that. Nigga, you dropped the gun, nigga. Get down, nigga. Nah, nigga. You're through. You're through. Nigga, what did you do in Menace to Society when Tony came? You know you effed up, right? Now, see what happened. You know you effed up, right? You know you effed up, right? Oh, no. I can hear it. Hell yeah, now, boy. Hell yeah. Oh, man, y'all left the chopstick? Ooh, it's bad. Let's go.
Aside from the fact that they miscalculated their target. This is a common thing when it comes to strong arm and shit. Extending the play. Now, what do we mean by extending the play? A lot of these dudes in this series have what I would call play extenders. A lot of niggas is not just going for money. When you get the money, the play is pretty much over at that point, other than your escape, of course. But when you go for things like a watch, there's multiple steps that have to come after the watch that puts the move in jeopardy. Number one, none of these dudes, I'm sure, were watch aficionados. None of them did an authentication check on this watch to see if it was even solid. They seen something shiny on somebody's wrist and decided to jump. What if this dude was flexing?
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely, bro. Because you know why? They like, oh, you know how they know it's a Richard Millie? Because the rubber band, the rubber band. But this is the thing. The authentication, these come with serial numbers, bro. Like, what are you going to do with it? Bro, you know they got people put insurances on these. This is a $500,000 watch. You think they don't have an insurance policy on this shit? Why do you think they have insurance for jewelry? Because people been robbing people for their jewelry for years. So what happened is, boom, you go ahead and submit everything. So when whoever you pawn it to, I mean, bro, you better know there ain't nobody playing with. They could lose their jewelry license. You could lose everything trying to, tuck, you know what I'm saying, a Richard Millie. You can't do nothing but wear it. You're not pawning that. Them days over. Man, y'all, they clearly had no idea, bro. Let me tell y'all something. Never go for a Richard Millie, bro. That's $500,000. You know that shit is covered. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, bro, like you can't, even the jewelry people, they can't resell it. If they're small mobs and pop store, like you can't take that to the Slauson, nigga. This is $500,000. And if they do try to, lift it somewhere else, it's still a risk. That all the certifications, all that shit, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. I wouldn't even be surprised if they put a baby tracker in that muff. $500,000, bro. I'm opening that bitch up and I'm gonna put one of them, transmitters in it. Man, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy. But they had a big appetite. At least they was trying to go out for a bang. I can honestly say, yeah, they were like, man, nigga, we gonna go to jail, nigga. We gonna go to jail, nigga. $500,000, nigga. We gotta try to get $500,000. Not no nigga, I got a little whack 100 chain and shit. Nah, these niggas went for the big bang, bro. They tried. They really tried, and they tried to go big. They didn't do nothing like hit a Subway or Yoshinoya. Nah, nigga, they went for the Costa Nostra. Yeah, I respect it. Let go.
Like a lot of people be doing. What if he was flexing and this was a fake watch and y'all did all of this for a fake watch? But the extension comes after you leave the play. Now you got to go sell the watch. You keeping the product in your hands for an extended period of time, which brings in many different factors to the move. Number one is hot as hell. Especially a shot went off, somebody got hit, and you got the merchandise on you. That merchandise right there is a ticking time bomb, and you got to get it off your hands as fast as possible. The number one place to get it off your hands in LA is downtown LA. So that means them dudes had to go from Beverly Hills to downtown LA or had to be in communication with a buyer. Now you introduced another party into the shit where you can ask this dude to meet you. But most of the time, y'all know how these buyers be. They want you in a specific spot. You got to pull up on them. The shit is not pristine when you got these play extenders. When you're going for anything other than money, the risk rises and the level of expertise rises with that. Clearly, these dudes were very amateur over here in Beverly Hills, picking any target for desperation. Now we're getting into the core of how all this shit plays out. The number one thing behind robbery, flocking, burglary, whatever it is desperation. Usually there's a goal that needs to be met by an individual that takes them to a point where they got to go get it. Now,
and understand this, when you talking about, dealing with them play extenders, if it's a Richard Millie, bro, right? How much money and it's hot, and they know it's hot, and they know you can't sit on it. You think somebody finna give them niggas a quarter million, 250,000? Absolutely not. 75 to 100K max. Telling you, nigga, because they got to do all the work. Well, yeah, you did that shit, but you need some bread. You ain't finna get no 500,000 off that. Like, come on, bro. That right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to say because even when you try to do a reseller on it, you know what I'm saying? You got to carve out the numbers that's already inside the watch. It's gonna be so hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really, really like know somebody, bro. Like that type of level of work, bro. Most people don't want to touch that, bro. Like, cause then you gotta open it up. You don't know if it's a tracking device in there. You know what I'm saying? They can't just resell it. You know what I'm saying? They got vindication numbers on there. They got paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if it ever get placed in a pawn shop and all that shit, they track that shit down. And niggas, man, it happens so many times, bro, with jewelry, bro. That's $500,000 on somebody's wrist. That's not nothing to play with. Let's go. That's somebody's house. That's more than what some of y'all would ever make in your life. Like, that ain't no small stuff, bro. Come on, $500,000.
The second step to that desperation becomes greed. Most of the time, this ain't your first rodeo with this shit. You've done it before. You've met that initial goal that started you in the lifestyle, and then you got greedy, realized that you can keep doing this, and that's what brings us to the furtherance of a play. But like everything, we've heard the pimpin' talk about this type of shit. Many different aspects get affected differently when you insert the gangbanging into the equation. Not only do you have desperation that enhances to greed, but now that the gangbanging is involved, you get people not wanting to look weak in front of their homies, and you get the Bogart politics. You get the tough man, macho man shit that goes along when you're dealing with the gangbanging on these robberies. And all these factors, I would say 7.5 times out of 10 result in the play going left at some point in time. Now back to the scene over here at 2:09 p.m. Again, in the middle of the day, broad daylight, Beverly Hills. It's a favorite spot for dudes looking to get cracking, but homework has to be done. Beverly Hills Police Department uses a system called Milestone, which is an integrated citywide camera system. Now, we know a lot of different cities or neighborhoods are going to have systems like this, but you can only imagine how it's utilized in Beverly Hills. It allows residents and businesses in Beverly Hills to connect their own personal cameras to the Beverly Hills system through a registration process called Beverly Hills Connect. Milestone helped track this BMW from the initial point of it entering Beverly Hills a little after 12 o'clock, March 4th, 2021. It watched the female jump out on Rodeo, scout. She got back into the car. It watched 2 of the male defendants jump out and scout.
Oh, they got everybody, bro. They got them before they even committed the crime. Oh, bro, y'all see these cameras? Hey, once again, like this video, hype this video up, let your son know, because nowadays, some of these parents be like, oh, my son get money. He just, yeah, man, you got a certain window with this shit, bro. Look, the technology that they got now, bro, you're not getting away, bro. They have, what was that? It wasn't too long ago. They are 85% accurate with catching the perp. Whoever commit crimes with robberies, murders, they're catching everything now. All those lights and shit, those lights, they can fall. They got AI. It recognize your pattern. If you take those same streets, my nigga, man, come on, the flock camp. Man, the Raven, remember we talked about the Raven, bro. The Raven is going to scan shit, man. It ain't no way y'all getting away, man. It ain't no way, and I get it. You out here taking a risk, but this is my thing. Guess what happened when you go get the money? When you go get the money, You go buy shit that you never had before. You don't go make no investments in stocks, ETFs, trades. You don't go buy land. They don't go buy property. You go buy cars. You go buy jewelry. You go give your mama some money. You give your broad or your baby mama a couple of dollars, and you go trick it. And then you take your broad on vacation and you run it up until it ain't no more. And then you go back out thinking that you can do it again. You know, some cats get lucky. You know what I'm saying? But they can't go do it again. And when they try to go do it again, they end up in the penitentiary, man. That's just the realization of how it goes, bro. Majority of the cats out here hustling in the streets, if you get lucky, man, go make some of that money. Don't go buy the jewelry. Don't go buy the cars. Don't go buy the prostitutes. I say prostitutes because a lot of these women out here talking about you got to pay for a babysitter and you got to pay for my meal and all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to spend money on me before I even open up. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But I definitely want to say this, though, right? I'm not going to tell these YNs to not keep trying to figure it out, but just be prepared for what comes with it. That's all I'm going to tell y'all, man, because it's a lot of time that come with these crimes, man. Let's go.
It tracked their whole movements through the city for their whole duration of the trip. And along with other businesses' camera surveillance systems and witness statements, they came up with a few identifiers of who they was potentially dealing with. But not only that, with the initial miscalculation of the target, like I said, Shay, 6'3", at the time of this robbery, he was 40 years old. He was able to bleed one of these dudes, and Kai McGee's blood was left on his shirt after the scuffle that they had for the gun. But even before they analyzed the blood, like I said, the Harlems had made a name for themselves, and for some reason, Beverly Hills PD contacted Officer Chask.
Man, shout out to the 30s, man. The 30s, man, they been known to go get it, man. Man, that's one thing. The 30s is definitely known. They go get it, man. You know, they don't mind sitting there doing all that time. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna go get it. Yeah, them niggas went for the big bag. They have a reputation of going for the big bag, not that little shit, nigga, not that little $10,000 bag. Them niggas been going for the meal tickets forever. Shout out to my nigga Ali, man. Rest in peace, Ali, man. You feel me? Man, them dudes, man, it was a lot of millionaires came up out the 30s, man. But you know, beating up this black top, man, you know what I'm saying, and really going for what they know, man. You know what I'm saying? And damn, man, when you get to that bag, man, you supposed to make that money work for you, not to spend that shit, man. Let's go.
Scott out of the Southwest Gang Unit, somebody who has patrolled the Harlems, and he comes in and states he's made prior contacts with Malik Powell, and he's for show from Harlem 30s. He said he's well acquainted with Powell's figure and appearance. Now, to go along with that, he said this fits Powell's MO. He had a previous robbery in Nevada in the past year, and he said he also had contact with both other defendants, Kai McGee, who had told him his name was Cameron Smith at one point. McGee also having 2 prior robbery arrests, one in 2018 and one in 2019. And he said he also was familiar with Marquise Garden from previous run-ins in the Harlems as well. And mind you, all this is state police work. The feds aren't even on this yet. And on March 6, 2021, 2 days after the move, the BMW is located on Vermont and Francis. In the Francis Locos click at MS-13, we know Vermont to the south goes right into the Harlem's hood. These dudes were not far from their section. The police find the BMW parked and tow it back to Beverly Hills. Mind you, it's 2 days later. These dudes did not get rid of the whip, number one, and they clearly didn't clean it out. And this is when a Jiffy Lube receipt with Powell's number is found, and they were able to find a Hyundai service receipt in the BMW in Garden's name, which also had his phone number on it. So they got 2 receipts in the car matching 2 of the suspects that they believe was on the move 2 days prior. Now, with those phone numbers, of course, you know, they were able to tap into those cell towers and see that those phone numbers pinged by the scene of the robbery in Beverly Hills. But they wasn't done yet. Also in the BMW, they got a hotel parking receipt along with the key card and the room number on it, which was that LAX Renaissance Hotel. And just like this, the FBI comes in. Again, they stated that this affected interstate commerce due to the fact that El Pastillo had to shut down for a period of time after the robbery or the shooting. Whether El Pastillo had to shut down for an hour, 2 hours, 24 hours. They say all of that affects interstate commerce because of the merchandise that's in El Pastillo being out-of-state merchandise, as well as the business dealings of El Pastillo reaching beyond state lines. That's some shit right there that a lot of people don't be paying attention to when they press play on these moves.
Wow, man, it went from state to federal like that. One thing we know about the federal is they want all their time. You know what I'm saying? They don't get involved unless they know they can get a conviction. And look, this is on the news. You see what I'm saying? They mamas got to look at this shit, family members, if they members of a church, all of this shit, man. The goal is to not get caught, bro. That's the honest to God truth. The goal is to not get caught. Make sure y'all like this video, man. Share this with y'all youngest. Sit down, man, and show them. See, I told your ass, if you ain't smart, don't commit no crimes if you don't think it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Don't operate off of an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually you're gonna drop the ball and you're gonna get caught. It got to be well thought out. I mean, you got to be writing it down on paper. You got to keep it to yourself. Don't tell nobody. Only hang with your people that you about to go hit that lick with and really build around that. These are still kids. These kids, they mamas got jobs. Some of these kids been to their mama's jobs and shit. Oh, this is my son. Da, 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 da. He's such a good boy. And then you hear some shit like this. These kids is armed and dangerous. Man, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, man, bro, 2025, a lot of YNs got caught up. And they getting hit with way more time than what cats was getting hit with back in the day. Niggas was catching 10s, 12s. These cats is catching 30s and 20s, 49s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? They making sure these youngsters don't come outside no more. Let's go.
The feds want you at any time. They coming to get you. Because this was a bullshit play, but a $500,000 watch off of somebody's wrist, not even a store, got them people involved. So when the feds jump in, they serve a federal subpoena on the Renaissance Hotel. And this is where they see the black BMW pull up with another vehicle. They see the dudes meeting up with the female scout, dressed in the same clothes that she was wearing when she was scouting Beverly Hills. And along with them phone numbers, they tap that Instagram. Now, Powell was caught talking to a lot of his homies from the 30s about these watches. The feds got a deleted message out of IG where they say Hot Boy KK was telling him to stay low because that move was all over the news. And he also sent them the Instagram of somebody named James VTA. Now, James VTA is the jeweler downtown. Like I said, it's a lot of jewelers that be downtown doing legit business and, of course, getting chilly on the back end. But the key thing everybody got to know, once them buyers get plugged up, 99.8% of the time, them dudes are snitching. I want to say 100%, but we can't put an absolute on everybody. But 9 times out of 10, the buyers is going to be telling. And of course, by this time, McGee's DNA comes back as a match from the victim's clothing. And later in this series, we'll show y'all how they glue people with DNA as well, in terms of how they come up with a match. But this is when they start taking everybody down. Powell goes down in Riverside at the Arlington Inn, and a picture of the watch is on his phone. And with them choosing the wrong target over here, we gotta title this one, If You Fuck With the Wrong People Gonna Fuck With You. Nobody thought the feds was gonna come off of yanking this dude watch. Now, hypothetically, how should this have played out? With this one specifically, I think these dudes should have went back home that day. My thing is, they made it to Beverly Hills around 12/1. You know they was up early on this shit. They was plotting and planning on coming out here and getting some chili, but didn't have all their ducks in order. They didn't have no plan at all. They was clearly on each other's line like,
right. It was just like, it was just a random moment. It was a random moment. You know what I'm saying? It was, man, let me tell y'all something. And this is for educational purposes. You would think with all the cameras that's all around now, you might want to knock out the electricity in that area. It's no way. It's broad daylight, bro. Like, you walking out with Mazes, you drop the gun, they could attack you, take your hood, take your beanie off, and it's so tricky, man. It's so tricky, man. You know, but this is the YNs of our future. these are the children of the future. You know what I'm saying? This is our youth. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, man, when I see these youngsters going for the big bang, that's what, you know, that's the only way I would think logically to go for. But you know, when it failed to hit a skit like this, it fails, no money get, you know what I'm saying, retained, and then you catch this type of time. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's bad, bro. This is bad because it's like, damn, you didn't even score. You didn't even score. You know what I'm saying? And you finna do all that time. Now your parents, your mother, your father, your loved ones, they gonna have to, because you don't have no money. You a child. You don't have no credit. You know, 9 out of 10, you living with your girlfriend on Section 8 who got a little job struggling. You know what I'm saying? And you trying, but you know, your intentions was good. You wanted to do it for your family. You know what I'm saying? But now you finna sit down and do a gang of time. You know what I'm saying? And shit, you won't, niggas, it's hard. It costs money to do time in prison. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need them store runs. You know what I'm saying? We go see, and you better hope you got some type of backup. Hope you got some type of family that don't mind, you know, sending you $150, you know, your first year. You know what I'm saying? Your second year until you get acclimated in your new home. You know what I'm saying? Until you feel like, you know, you figure out a way to hustle in there. Because there's niggas in prison hustling for sure. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Hey, we finna bust this move. Be ready. You know, 11 o'clock. Somebody probably got up at 9 or 10, lit they blunt, got they shit together and jumped in the car, picked everybody up. And when they got over there, this is where the bullshit starts, especially, like I said, when you got tough guy shit going on, you got niggas that don't want to look weak. I'm pretty sure somebody in that car was like, man, it ain't looking the way we thought it was going to look out here. It never does look that way. Unless your shit is completely planned out, your target is solid, it never looks how you think it's going to look. They got out there and picked a random. But whoever was in that car that felt like it was off didn't speak up because they didn't want to look like a buster. My thing is, you can live to fight another day. If the shit don't look clean, it don't look clean. So I think them sloppily picking this target was the initial problem and the entire problem. But usually you see this type of shit with dudes that are not seasoned and haven't really ran up into a spot or ran a full play inside of an actual spot. This is when you get that old purse snatching type. This is a purse snatch type of crime. A watch on somebody's wrist is a real opportunist, unplanned situation. And like I said, no different than a purse snatch. And then when it comes to that situation with the weapon, as soon as SB started fighting back, the dude with the weapon was supposed to create separation. Now, he probably got up too close on the individual. My thing, 2 people walked up to him. Why is both of y'all finna hug this dude? It needs to be a little egress on the target because your other dude is there. Also, reason being is your surroundings. You up close on this dude, what about somebody else around him? He didn't create enough separation when the tussle ensued. That's how dude was able to reach that gun. And then lastly, the 4 rounds that got let off were unnecessary. Again, initially, if you had a created separation, one of 2 things would have transpired. Number 1, the wrong person wouldn't have got shot. This lady wouldn't have got shot. If they was going to pull the trigger, it probably sadly would have been Shay. Due to the separation, he would have tried tussling with the closest individual, which was the watch snatcher, and the person with the gun would have ended up shooting him. Or once the separation was created, you now get Shay to focus on the immediate attacker, which is the one trying to take the watch off. This is when you can do other things. I'm not going to go into details without firing the gun. But now that his back is somewhat turned to you, you can take another approach to the situation. So all bad on this instance with the Harlems coming over here to Beverly Hills. But you know, all these dudes were young at the time of this move. With McGee, this situation happened 3 days after his birthday. You know, he may have been sitting around on his birthday with no chili in his pocket and they devised a plan, but he was 18 at this time when the situation was committed.
Y'all see what that paper said? He wrote a letter to the judge. You see that? It said, "Dear Judge." I don't know what it said, but it was something about "Dear Judge." I guess he wanted to apologize for his actions, whatever that reason was that made him go do that. But yeah, man, that's how it always happened. Because now when you realize you're in trouble, you definitely want to say, "I'm sorry, Judge, for my actions. I take full responsibility," whatever it is. It ain't never no, "Yeah, I did it, so what?" It ain't never no aggressive-ish. is yearning for mercy, you know. So yeah, man, you know, sitting around, you know, no chili in your pocket, man, it make you desperate, you know. And as a man, women always make you feel like you have to produce, you know what I'm saying? And most men take the easy route out, and you know, they go hit licks. You know what I'm saying? This shit, you know, these bro like a gangster nigga that could go hit a lick and make it back. Not the nigga that go hit a lick and get caught. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll leave your ass fast as they gave it to you. A woman will give you her body before she give. Let me just tell y'all something. A woman will give you her body before she give you her password, nigga. What? Nigga, what? She will let you use her car before she give you, you know what I'm saying, her password, my nigga. Who, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you know, y'all gotta wake up, man. Wake up, man. Yeah, for sure. She's not, man. And it's sad because whoever girlfriends these young men got in their lives, they will be gone. They will be laid up with somebody else, having sex with somebody else. That was crazy that picture of him writing to the judge, man. You know, when we do this stuff, man, it ain't no, hey, Gabbo, the game ain't based off of sympathy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you man, chest out, chin up. Like, all right, come on, let's do it. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, man. I'm not begging for nothing. I made a choice like a rider. I'm going to stand on it like a rider. I'm not saying I'm sorry because, shit, I hurt people. A lady was shot and all that. So, but before, I want to say this was just specifically educational purposes. You know, trying to show the YNs, man, look, don't make these mistakes, you know, because it's a price for that type of life. You know what I'm saying? Now these young men won't come out until they're damn near around my age in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be careful, man. And hopefully the judge do give them some leniency, man. These dudes is tripping. Hopefully they can find a way to get up out of it. But if not, you got to deal with it.
So, you know, he wasn't from Harlem for that much time. And his people tried to plead his case with not only using that fact, but also his upbringing. The judge was not hearing it. Hit Kai McGee with 144 months. Now, Malik Powell, they had a few different elements brought up in his sentencing memorandum where they tried to get his.
All right. Y'all heard that? 144 months. How many years is that? That's, where's my calculator? Hold on, man. That's about 20 years. Somebody put it in the chat. How many years is 104? How many years is 144 months real fast? I don't know, where's my calculator? 12 times 12 is 144. Yeah, man. See, y'all gotta, boy, man.
Time reduced where they spoke about his father getting killed all the way back in 2006. He was killed over what his family said was gangbanging on 48th and Budlong when somebody walked up to him.
Yeah. That's still a long time for a YN. You know what I'm saying? If he 20, 25, 28, man, come on, man. You know, he gonna do half of that, but shit, that's a little onion right there. That's a little onion, nigga. Well, you know, but it's feds, it's federal. You know what I'm saying? That's just for the robbery. That don't have nothing to do with the lady getting shot. You know they gonna add the attempted, you know what I'm saying? Man, let's go.
While he was on his bike, they spoke about retaliatory shootings and members from another hood running into their house when he was young. He moved around a lot. They sent him out to Vegas. And as soon as he came back from Vegas, it said the 30s embraced him and he started getting busy. The judge also didn't show him too much leniency. He also hit with 144 months. And Marquise Gardone, the driver, he seemed to have the most leniency out of the whole situation. Of course, he didn't get out, point a gun at nobody. He wasn't there for the discharging of the firearm. And again, he was the oldest out of his other two co-defendants on this indictment, being in his 30s. But he got hit with 60 months, 5 years for this situation that played out over here in Beverly Hills. But like I said, this is the first installment to this mini docuseries.
Wow. I mean, it was probably best that he stayed out in the car. I mean, because not like that, but you know, Buddy, how was he gonna run? How was he who he is gonna outrun? So Buddy did the best thing. He was the driver. You know what I'm saying? But you too damn old to be going on missions with some youngsters, man. Hey, y'all hype this video. Let me know what y'all think, man. We will do part 1, part 2, whatever. If we got a part 3, shout out to rap news, street politics, man, where you always keep it real in the field, man. But this is just educational purposes. And make sure y'all talk to y'all youngsters, man. Sit down with y'all kids, man. Like, you don't know what he doing outside. You don't know who his home. Some of y'all don't even know who y'all kids' homies are. Some of y'all don't even know. Like, you're like, all right, mom, I'm gone. All right, see you later. You don't know who he hanging with. You don't know who he around. Man, y'all start communicating. Stop trying to be the cool mom and I don't care because as long as you ask me for no money. Be careful. Be careful with that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I was supposed to go to the gym and then I had to go do this one. But yeah. Hey, y'all stay tuned, man. We got more content on the way, and I'll see you on the next video. Let's go.
I know how to shoot, I know how to fight. I tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, the thief in the night. Yeah. If I call you